I originally wasn't gonna make this video. I don't really know where to begin, sort of on this. Um, but I wanted to make a video about this PlayStation announcement on July 1st. I know I'm kind of late to it, but it's it's probably the most controversial news that's ever come out from the brand. And many years ago, I was actually like really upset at like what Microsoft and Xbox was doing with Xbox One in 2013, and then they reversed it. This one, they're not going to reverse it. They're ceasing disc production in 2028 January for PlayStation 5 and 6. I mean, the ramifications of this are just, it's just hard to wrap around. Like, I don't really buy PS5 games, to be honest. I like the PS4. I thought the PS4 was a pretty good system. I just buy exclusives on Sony. I've never trusted them with digital purchases. I've probably bought 2 or 3 games digitally, ever. And I've been slowly moving over to Xbox with Play Anywhere because the Xbox version is now the PC version. So I feel like I'm not getting gypped because I'm paying $20 to $30 a game, but I'm getting the PC version. And if I happen to move it to console, my cloud save moves with it automatically. I don't even have to pay extra for that, which I thought was pretty cool. And I can move seamlessly between the console and the PC. Sony cutting these discs doesn't make any sense. So first off, let's start with the fact that you're getting a lot of your fan base quite angry at you. 15 to 20% of your fan base is like, I would say like hyper hardcore, and then there's maybe like a 5% evangelists type where they love your brand so much and they like speak about your brand highly, and they like glorify it and they push it and they talk about it and they love the medium, and they might collect games, and their journey started like 30 years ago and now it's like 5 generations of it. Like, really making those people upset is just like the wrong approach on almost every level. I know a guy that has around 800 PS5 physical games, and I think he was going for about 1,000 if I was to guess. He just seems like that kind of guy, and he loves the system so much. He loves his physical so much, regardless of the fact that the game might not even be on the disc anymore, like Indiana Jones and stuff like that. It's not even on disc. You have to actually check. But that aside, he still likes owning it. Whatever, it's fine. Something on the shelf, and you feel like you own something. At least you can trade it, you can sell it. All the things they were touting in 2013. You can keep it forever. You can sell it at retail, or you can just like collect it, and it's like, it gets all thrown out the window for 5 generations. That guy's going to zero. Like, I think people don't understand this. He's going to zero. He's going to buy a total of 0 PlayStation 6 games. He probably has 400 or 500 PS1 games, 500 PS2 games or more, 300 to 500 PS3 games, 500 plus massive collection for PS4, and now he has around 800 PS5 titles. I think he's over the 800 mark. He's going to zero. To make him buy 0 is just insane to me. I just don't quite understand. There's so many layers to this, and like the first one is really like 2006. 2000 they brought out the PS2, which was supposed to be the center hub of your entertainment, right? So you have the PS2, it's a DVD player, which is cheaper than a DVD player at the time. And then it becomes the center hub. Oh yeah, and then by the way, it plays games. Most people bought it as a DVD player, but the fact that it played amazing games and had this great library was just like a bonus. But it was first and foremost an entertainment center and a DVD player. So they don't own DVD, but they pushed the format, and the format worked, and everyone loved the format. And then as a result, this gaming console was also really good. So it was dual layered in that way. It's got the sound stuff, it's got DVD, it's got CD-ROM play, it's got backwards compatibility with PS1. And then it's got DVD movies, which was like the real big push, the real big thing. And you can look at the attachment rate for PS2, which is quite low. I think it's 3.11. So they sold an insane amount of units, but they only sold 3 units of software per unit of hardware. So their attachment rate is really low, which basically tells you everyone bought it as a DVD player. But they still love the games, and the enthusiasts bought hundreds and hundreds of games. I had, at the peak, probably like 200 PS2 titles, and like, if they didn't get remastered, like, I love them. I keep them. Like, they're great. Not a single person hates on the PS2. It's almost impossible to hate the PS2. You get to 2006, and now there's a format war. Blu-ray, HD, DVD. Sony wins the format war. Sony helps 12 other companies develop Blu-ray in Japan. They push it. They get royalties and licensing fees from every single one that's produced. And they're like, hey, we won the format war. What do we do? Let's kill it in 28. So CDs exist, vinyl came back, 4K movies are still a thing. Apparently they're year over year going up in trend. So they're selling over 24. They've actually saw an uptick in 2025. 4K UHD Blu-rays. People are starting to be like, why am I streaming it when I could just buy the movie on Amazon? Or buy the movie and like own it forever. 3 copies of the movie. Fun fact, the digital copies of these movies that you buy on YouTube and Apple TV might or not be 4K. The only true way to know it's 4K 100% is to pop in the disc. Xbox Series has Dolby Atmos. Okay, it like sets it up. It's, again, the Xbox One was called Xbox One because it was an all-in-one entertainment device. It was supposed to be an all-in-one encompassing device. Okay, and so again, the center of this thing. You win the format war, now you kill it. Blu-rays exist, DVDs exist, vinyl exists, CDs exist, newspapers still exist, books exist. But games is going away? It makes no sense. There's no way that you're selling less video games than movies. There's like almost no way. There's no way you're selling less video games than vinyl. There's just no way. And I know that I have a fix for this, and I don't even know why I'm touting on Sony, because I haven't been their biggest supporter in the longest time, but, you know, I don't like this. This isn't good for anybody. You know, like, Xbox One had their moment. They reversed it. This is not reversible. They've already repurposed this Austria manufacturing facility for Blu-rays into, like, this data center thing, devices or whatever, and, like, it doesn't seem like it's going back. And the solution is, like, make-to-order games. $160 CAD, $150 USD, $140 USD. Send it to retail. Give them a $10 discount at retail so that you can support your local store. If you want to buy the printed games, buy 7, get 40% off. If you're a PS Plus member or Xbox Game Pass member, you get an additional 15% off. They make-to-order video games on it, just like Design Labs works with Microsoft.com. And they can just print games, and they'll be really, really expensive, and no one's going to do it. But, like, the people that do it, the people that love it, like me, GTA 6, 7 discs, I don't care. I don't care if it's 20 discs. I just want to own it. I don't care if it's $300 with 21 discs at this point. I just want to own it. And they're telling me no. Like, they could serialize it with the number. They can print it on demand. You can buy up to 7 to get the discount. Like, I'll buy 7 at a time once a year. Like, there's so many ways to do this. You're killing LRG. You're killing Super Rare. Like, there's going to be nothing on the next gen. Microsoft has an opportunity now to do all physical, all in, and, like, white knight themselves again. They're not going to do it because you're pushing your core audience into a worse. PS6 is basically, you're pushing them into a worse device that's like a PC that's underpowered, that has worse store digitally. You can't trust it because they're killing it. You can't trust it because they just revoked 500 movies and then gave you no refund. You can't trust it because its refund policy is terrible. You can't trust it because the storefronts are not good. The PS Plus memberships are, like, out of control. They just stated they're going to go up again in price. So you can't even trust it. And then they're saying, oh, but trust me with this new system. It's a PC, effectively, that has a worse digital store, higher prices because they're going to control. They're getting sued for price controlling, and variable pricing depending on what kind of customer you are and depending on which demographic and, like, where you live geographically. They're changing it. You're getting sued for that, and then you're announcing this, and then it has worse prices, and you have to pay for online. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just go to PC? It's got everything. Microsoft loves this move. This is like the best thing that could happen to Microsoft. If Microsoft decides Windows 12 is $200, you guys are all on Windows 12. All they have to do is Call of Duty doesn't work, or all the Blizzard games don't work unless you get Windows 12 framework. And then you have to buy Windows for $200, which is better than them selling the Series X at a loss with the new high price. You want to build a PC, go right ahead. Valve's laughing at this. Valve loves this. Valve has a customer base from 2003 that hasn't lost a single digital item, and people trust it. Oh, and by the way, the prices are like $2 to $3 on Humble Bundle. Like, you can get the prices on Steam don't even make sense. You don't even want to pirate the game because it's so cheap. Like, you don't even want to pirate it. It just doesn't even make sense to pirate it because it's $2 for the game or $10 for the game. And you're just sitting there like, okay, I get to keep my thing forever. If I upgrade my PC, it moves with me. If I upgrade, you bought all these discs on PlayStation, they don't move to 6 or 7. They want you to rebuy the games digitally again. You guys are absolutely insane. You're making I think they're making a big mistake. They haven't calculated the magnitude of how much the economy is shifted from this. But like, the big core part of it is like really upsetting your core hardcore audience. Like, the guys that really care about the brand, the guys that go on YouTube and have YouTube only channels about PlayStation. You're running a worse PC now on PS6. Everyone's moving to PC. It just, there's no reason to buy the box anymore. I would actually argue the only reason that you want to buy a console, the only thing that makes a console special, is the disc, because that's the big differentiator. PC got rid of it all like a long time ago, and no one cares because, again, the prices are so cheap, and the formats, like, when you're building a PC, it just doesn't make sense to like put a Blu-ray drive or a DVD drive because the games aren't supported on DVD or Blu-ray, and they're just CD code based anyway. So it's like full DRM, but like then there's GOG, which is like not DRM, but like it just doesn't make sense on PC to have physical. And I hate that because I have PC physical games and I love it, but like I'm a dinosaur in this space. Like, I've been collecting games for 30 years. And so like, to see this trend is just so insane because you're making a worse PC in every way. The only thing that ever made the console special, the console's different, is the fact that you can pop in a disc. Yeah, there's digital storefronts, of course. There's DLC and all the things we don't like, day one updates, mandatory installs, all that stuff that's very PC-like. But the main difference is that it's this entertainment hub, and it always supports the current medium. You won the format war, then you killed the medium and killed the center stage of the media center. I don't understand. It's just so bizarre to me. And of course, like, we expect Microsoft to do this and change. They're not going to do it. They're laughing because you're going to have to buy Windows when you move inevitably to PC. They're kind of like Thanos. Like, they're like inevitable. Like PC was always going to be the space to go to. The thing about PC is when you move an audience or someone to PC, they don't come back to console. Like, they don't. I have been able to move between all of the consoles and PC this whole time. I love it. But like, most people that get a really good gaming PC, the Discord going with their friends and everything, it's just a better experience. You can use the controller, you can use the keyboard, you can play FPS this way, you can play RTSs, you can play StarCraft, you can play World of Warcraft, you can play MMOs, you can literally play everything on PC. Like, PC has a million games, has way more games than all the other ones, and they're cheaper. So it's like, yeah, the entry cost is high, but so is going to be a PS6. You're literally selling something. Like, one of the other driving factors for consoles that is like a cheap PC. It's like $500, right? 500 US was like the benchmark, right? Now you're going to ask 1,000 because you don't want a loss lead, and you're just pushing everyone to PC. Like, Valve and Microsoft are laughing at this. Microsoft's not going to change. They're not. I really do hope that they have that digital shift, because Xbox One discs are serialized. So I really hope that they do that. But there's so many layers to this. If a game is announced in 2027, like Grand Theft Auto 7, right? Or Red Dead 3, 2027 launch, right? It gets delayed till 28. Is there a physical Xbox Series X version or Xbox Helix version, but there's no PS6 version? And it would have had it if it came out in 27, but now that it came out like mid 28, they already killed the disc. This just is like, it just doesn't, like, none of this makes sense. And the reason I'm making this video is because I'm trying to just wrap my head around it, and the execs at the top, I think are making the biggest mistake ever. We could see like this dark age now for like a few years. PC's going to be fine. I mean, PC's got everything, so it's going to be absolutely fine. But we could see this dark age for consoles. PlayStation 6 might not have a disk drive. 7 probably will. Like when they come to their senses in terms of like the numbers. They haven't done the numbers correctly. They haven't skewed it properly. And so like the ripple effect of making your core audience upset, not responding to it, not providing a better solution on the digital storefront, not doing better with refunds, not explaining how people's with disc is going to move forward, because they probably won't, and then like pretending like it's not all about greed is just absolutely 100% insane to me. With this radio silence, like having Nintendo being the last man standing with actual physical cards, minus the game key card fiasco that hopefully gets solved soon. I mean, it's just kind of insane to watch it. I don't quite understand. But yeah, I just wanted to throw up this video and just talk about this because I think a lot of people are feeling this way. This is definitely an Xbox One 2013 moment. The difference is that got reversed. This is almost not getting reversed. Watching that facility get repurposed already, this is basically not getting reversed in any way, shape, or form. So like, yeah. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Let me know. It's it's just the weirdest thing.